Friends, my name is Timi Chatterjee. I am the mentor and managing partner of TCN Global. Friends, this is our fourth weekly deliberations through YouTube and Facebook live channel. Today's subject is TZU Word Principles, a 2500-year-old strategy that still works today in business principles. It is a strategic management class which is applicable in every sphere of your activities, including business, education, professionals, activities, etc. Friends, we deliberate on these type of issues on every Friday at 6 o'clock for the benefit of the students, professors, teachers, professionals, technocrats, etc. Strategic management is very important. Now, subject is TZU's word principles. Now, you can ask me a question as to why we have to discuss about word principles. First of all, you know who was TZU. He was a Chinese warrior, military sergeant, military commander, war strategist and philosopher. And you know, it was a case of 2500 years back. So it is a case of 2005 years back when TZU, a warrior and war strategist, made war principles and policies. And you will be surprised to know these war principles are followed almost by every country in their military organizations. But you can ask me a question that how what principles are so relevant today in consideration or in association or in connection with the business activities. Friends, I will try to tell you, I will take you only 10 to 15 minutes time to explain what are the basic word principles and how it is related to the business policies and principles. These are taught in all big renowned business schools in their strategic management class. So I am trying to explain you in a very layman's language. So we have to know a little bit about the word principles, which is very easy, and then we'll relate to the business activities and business decisions. And then you will be able to correlate. And you will appreciate that the policy which was adopted 2005 years back, that is 500 BC, is still relevant today and it is still being used in the whole world. First principle which TZU said, and it is equally applicable on all business activities, that whenever, if you know your excuse me, if you know your enemy, your success success depends on two specific factors in any work. Your success depends on two important factors. What are those two factors? Most important factor is that you have to know about your enemy. More you know about your enemy, its strategic position, its strategic benefits, advantages and disadvantages, it is good for you and the victory is always at your side. I tell you in the language of Sanju, if you know the enemy and know yourself, your status, your existing position, your victory will not stand in doubt. That is his statement. I repeat again. If you know the enemy and know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. Now you can relate it with the business. Before entering into any new business, if you know your competitor, if you know your competitive advantages, if you know the competitors' advantages, sorry, it will be easier for you to get the market. And what was Sanju's second principles? Very important. If you know the heaven, if you know the earth, you may make your victory complete. I will repeat his second principles. This is word principles. There is a book on word principles. I will repeat again. If you know heaven and know earth, you may make your victory complete. What it means in word? If you know the heaven, that means if you know the environment, if you know the weather under which you have to fight. And what does it mean by earth? If you know the access, the terrain of the enemy, how to reach to the enemy, that access. If you know the access, if you know the environment under which you have to fight, if you know the temperature, if you know the local conditions, that means if you know the heaven. Why they use the word heaven? Because this is determined by the God. This is determined by the nature. But he used the word heaven. I am trying to classify you. I am trying to clarify you. And earth means terrain. The access, the barriers. Now, if you apply this in the business, how can you use these policies in the business? In a layman's language, if you know your product, if you know your price, if you know where to place your product, and if you know its promotions, we call 4 P's, then success is guaranteed. So I'll tell you 2 principles. One, you have to understand your competitors' positions vis-a-vis your status. More you know, success is nearer to you. And second part is that if you take care of 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotions, your success to the business is confirmed. Friends, there are many other people have also come out with what principles after Sun Tzu. As you know, there are most of the countries, Russia, US, UK, Canada, Israel, everybody has got their what principles. And by and large, they follow Sun Tzu's what principles. Now, I will explain you a little more. Sun Tzu has identified 5 areas to win a war. 5 important areas. He was a great warrior. He was a military commander. He was a philosopher. All these 3 qualities were with him. So he ultimately identified 5 areas. I have broken into 10 areas for better clarifications. What are the 5 areas which he identified? First of moral. Morals or discipline should be very high. Second is the heaven, which I have told you that you must know under which circumstances, under what weather conditions, climatic positions you are going to fight. Absolutely clear. Third, you must know the earth, that is the terrain, the access to reach to the enemy. You must have a commander because he was a commander. And last, method and discipline, which included logistics and supply. Then until and unless logistics are very clear and seamless, you cannot win any war. Now, if I have to further classify or break it up into other clear thinking to explain you about its implication in the business, I have identified 10 areas, taking the clue of these 5 principles. That means moral or discipline, 2, heaven, that is weather conditions, 3, earth, that is access positions, 4th, the commander. In case of a company, the commander could be CEO. And last, method and discipline, particularly with regard to the logistics. These are the 5 main war principles that are to be followed to win a war. Now I have just reclassified into 10 specific areas, taking clue from these 5 specific principles. One is planning. In the business, you need to have a very detailed planning. Similarly, in the work, character, the people's moral has to be very high. In a work, the commander has to consider all warriors as his own children. That should be the character, that should be the status. Take advantages where you are in a positive mode. Alliances, very, very important in a business to grow either organically or in a normal manner, you have to go for alliance. Organic growth is possible only through alliances. Then use of spies. In case of business, you also need to have intelligence. Without having intelligence, you will not know what your competitors are thinking. Similarly, in the war, you need to have intelligence. In the war, they use spies. And in the business, we call it intelligence. What is the production capacity? Whether your competitor is going to expand further market, whether they are going for exports, whether they are going to employ any new type of people, whether they are going for AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these informations you need to have to run a seamless business. So in the war you need intelligence, in the business also you need to have intelligence. Then you have to have your SWOT analysis. That is, in business, you need to know where is your strength and where is your weakness. Vis-a-vis, where are the strengths of your competitor, where are their weaknesses. Communication has to be very clear, and last, winning as a whole should be your own principles. Now, if I reclassify and apply it in the business functions, I will tell you 6 specific areas to get success in business. Again, taking the clue from the Sanju's 5 basic war principles. What are those 6? Detailed planning. The general who wins the war makes many calculations in the temple. That is Sanju's own statement. Second, review the existing competitive environment in terms of product, price, place, and publicity. These are very, very important. The success depends not only your advertisements or publicity, it equally depends on price and the quality of the product, which we confirm as the product. Third, perform exceptional service. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy. That is Sanju's statement. I repeat again. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy. Excellence can break the enemy. Similarly, you need to have an excellent team, excellent strategy, excellent business rules and conditions. 5. Base your customer base through referrals. Mind that you can grow your customer through advertisement publicity, but that is short-lived. Referral by users of your product will have huge strength. So therefore your product should be such so that those who are buying the product, they can refer your product to the third person, and that will have lasting impact. Instead of knowing something from the paper or TV advertisement, that is short-lived. Referral is the most important way to go for expectations. Friends, one thing I must tell you, that to grow your knowledge in the areas of strategic management, taxations, finance, foreign trade, you need to subscribe our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and please see, we have already come out around 105, 106 videos, all on the subject of educations, and it will be highly beneficial to the students, to the professionals, to the corporates, to the businessmen, and please do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, which is known as TCN Global, TCN Global Official. Please subscribe and you will get the notifications immediately. Now I come to the sixth part. Hiring and team building is a very important. In the language of the Sanju, he said, regard your soldiers as your children and they will follow you in the deepest valley. In fact, they will honor your directions even if you go to the rough terrain, even if they have to access to the rough patches, they will not hesitate, provided you regard your soldiers as your own children. Similarly, whenever you are in the organizations, your team will be your team and you must take owners of the team, guide them, help them so that they understand the guidance is coming regularly from the boss. So you have to prepare, you have to hire a proper team who can help you, and they can always consider that it is their own organizations. That feeling has to be grown. It cannot be grown by way of giving lectures, by way of your own acting, by your own behavior, by way of your expressions, by way of your relations. These are very important. Only team can help you to take you to a new height. Individual cannot do. So these are the 6 business policies which we have identified by taking clue from Sanju's 5 word principle. I repeat those: detailed planning, review the existing competitive environment before entering into a new business, and understand your pros and cons. Third, perform exceptional service. Fourth, fake it till you make it. Sometimes to give a ballooning impact to the competitors. You might have seen sometimes big companies announce so many things. It is just giving an idea to the competitor. Next, base your customer through referrals. And 6, hiring and team building. If you follow these 6 business policies, you will find exactly it is matching with the work policies and principles framed by Sanju. And that is why this particular case is always discussed in every business schools in their competitive management course. I have taken the liberty to explain this strategy, which is still followed by 195 countries, although they have their own work principles, but major principles are taken from Sanju's work principles, which were drawn 2005 years back by a Chinese warrior, philosopher and military commander. With this, we'll conclude today's deliberations. Again, I will request you to please subscribe our YouTube channel TCN, T for Tata, C for Calcutta, N for Nagpur, TCN Global, GLOBAL Global Official, and you get regular updates on all management issues including taxation, finance, foreign trade, insurance, valuation, etc. So if you are a professional, if you are a profession, if you are a strategist, you have to subscribe our channel and always get the benefit of the channel's various deliberations from time to time. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and we'll upload the recorded version in YouTube as well as in Facebook channel, which you can access and further look into it. Thank you very much. Close now.